All right, we are back live. I think. Someone let me know if I'm live. Someone who's watching. No one's watching right now. The numbers look okay. They're not great. I'm borrowing a bitrate from the Chance Cube. Shout out to them. They're Destiny streaming right now, and my numbers aren't super healthy, but they seem to be working. So that's something.
He's in the Discord too.
Who that is? Who's the guy?
Well, he's bored. He's like,
Oh, hey, Daniel, what's up? Okay, cool. Is my stream quality okay? Is this working? Is this up? Yeah, my the bandwidth is real rough, but it's non-zero. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. Someone tell me if this is okay. Also, Daniel, you should make some posts to say that we're live again. All right, yeah. Let me know how this looks, and we'll see how we're doing. All right, yeah. Well, it's not that it's gonna, Daniel. It's not gonna that I've got to leave it up for a while. It's that there's another guy sharing the same bandwidth, and it's either share the bandwidth with that guy, and have only two of us, but like steady, or, ooh, I'm dropping half of my frames. I don't even know what that number means. I know. Hold on. Hey, are you?
Yeah, a little bit. I knew this wasn't going to be a thing. We sold out of sleeves yesterday because I think that was on the Keyforge event. Yeah, I need to bring more. So I need to. Many players are doing all pretty good. Singles are kind of hit or miss. And most of the time, most of it, I'm either selling my LGS or like these guys sell products and I have to see what I sell. I'm just trying to cover the cost of my house. Oh, the back. Last year I used to make sure they cost in an $800 range. This year
All right, yeah. Yeah, my frame rate is actually really bad, and it's going to stay really bad. Let me see if I can. We gotta see how this works. I'm gonna hit this button. That button's a lot better, but it's rather okay. I should be back. This should look a lot better. This should look a lot better.
I'm totally not how to eat it. It's amazing.
But it's unreliable. Okay. I mean, this is correct. Yeah, I'll probably chop this off because the finals are going to start in a little bit. Everyone's getting lunch or something because that's a smart thing to do at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, we're going to chop this and then we're going to make a new stream and then it'll be a whole new thing.
Put down food real quick.
No problem. Sounds great. Just so you guys know, I'm on the Hyatt Wi-Fi. It's working, but if it's uncooperative, you can switch to the chance cube.
Okay. Is it already connected and everything?
That's theirs.
Okay.
They're also streaming, and the video rate is garbage. But okay, yeah, I'll leave it running, but I'll chop the video so when I re-upload it, it'll be good. Okay?
If it drops, you want me to try to switch to it?
Yeah, if it drops, just try to switch to the other Wi-Fi. And as long as you catch it within like a short amount of time or so, it'll connect and be fine. All right, I will. I'm gonna leave this running. We're gonna keep this up. Share this to all your friends and make sure everyone knows about this. Finals starts soon. See you soon. All right, we're getting ready to start. I'm gonna hand this back over to Justin and Nate from the Tabletop Royale. These guys are great. Give it up for your casters. Spread the word. The finals between myself and Matthew are about to begin. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Guys, you're up.
We're sitting down and getting going, so.
All right. I will be finishing my lunch, but here we are.
If you're not familiar with us, we are partially an ASMR stream, so Nathan will be eating chicken and waffles and macaroni and cheese.
Yeah,
very
I've got
close-
a selection of foods
very close to the
that I
mic.
will slurp
It's gonna be
well close
pretty-
to the mic.
Pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
So,
Super gross. Okay, so we're gonna switch to the table because I think it's starting right now.
yeah.
But hey,
Swapping
we're
over to the table.
What's up?
Hello.
All right, so they're showing decks. So we're gonna begin the banning phase. We got Colby / CoDameron on the left, Matthew on the right. So they're gonna simultaneously reveal the token that goes with the deck they want to ban. It's gonna be a tough choice. I mean, all these decks are probably pretty.
Yeah,
competitive this time.
Colby's decks are pretty silly from what I've seen.
I'm leaving my phone out here.
Good luck, Cole.
Okay. Colby is sitting back down.
All right. They're considering what to ban. I mean, honestly, I don't know which of Colby's decks you ban. They're all gross.
They're all gross. I think it's probably the same. I mean, same situation for Matthew. At this point in the tournament, it's whatever you think your deck doesn't match up as well against. It's, I don't know that Colby knows Matthew's decks or vice versa. I don't think they've faced each other, so it could be a mostly blind pick here. Okay. Colby will ban the middle deck.
The logos.
And Matthew bans the far deck. I'm not sure which one that was. So that was the Grunt Buggy deck. That's Colby's Grunt Buggy deck that he banned. Okay. Which is, like I said, both his decks are really good.
You've played against his
decks. I
decks.
have played against all his decks.
Yeah.
So I know the contents of them.
Yeah, the Brobnar Sanctum.
These are the same two decks that Matthew
Kira
played
mode.
last round, right?
Yeah, these are the same two decks he played last time. The Brobnar Sanctum in both of these decks just have a tendency to just take over the board. So,
Plus, a lot of Drummernauts, Ganger Chieftain.
Yeah, he does have the Ganger Chieftain combo in one of the decks.
Okay, here we go. You got this? Yeah, I have a much easier to make.
The Shadows deck has the Ganger Drummernaut.
I think so, yeah. So Matthew's going to lead off with his Sanctum Brobnar Mars. Colby with his Sanctum Mars Shadows. I don't know that the obvious ban was necessarily a bad choice. Although he could have probably engineered situations where Grunt Buggy was good for him in both his decks. With Brobnar. So
Yeah, actually, right, because both his deck have a lot of big dudes, right?
Yeah.
I think Maruk is in both, and
saying good luck. This is the finals. Both players did a lot of work to get here. That's for sure.
oh yeah.
And it's been a long days of Keyforge.
This started what 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So we got about 5.5 hours of Keyforge to get to this point from today. We had, 13 hours of Keyforge yesterday.
So they're currently playing for a plane ticket, free plane ticket to Worlds, and a unique deck with Grand Champion on the title.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
that's
really
a
cool.
sweet prize. So, I mean, literally no one else can own it. So,
They both already have invites to Worlds, as long
Yep.
all the top four got invites.
top four
but
got invites, which is really cool.
This game is for that unique prize, that actually completely unique prize of the Grand
Yeah.
Champion deck, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah. Have they decided who's going first?
Looks like Matthew.
Matt's going first.
And his Mars guys.
Matt's got a pretty good
Looks like Colby's mulliganing.
Mars hand. I think Matthew is keeping.
All right, let's get going. Plays the Hallowed Shield.
Excuse me. Is this trash?
Trash.
Colby with some Martians, Shockworm, Combat Pheromones, and a Plague Master. Going to Matthew. He's going to drop the Beam Buckler, deal 2 to the Plague Master. Play a Mars first. Ready.
It fights the Shockworm.
Yeah, taking that Shockworm off the board seems like a good call. Takes 2 damage. And Mars first again. Ready and
Reap. Yep. Okay. Not fighting the Plague Master.
Yeah. And passes turn.
All right. It's back to Colby. I think I see a Swindle in his hand. Starts his Sucker Punch. Does not finish off the Beambuckler because of the armor. Nerve Blast will finish off the Beambuckler.
The 1-2 punch.
Yep.
But not 1-2 punch.
But not, yeah, not an
a figurative 1-2 punch.
Just runs out the 2 much to protect. It's pretty early for that. Drops a Mac the Knife. Passes it back to Matthew. Matt runs out a Gargantus Scrapper, a Groak, a Drummerknot, replays the Groak, plays another Drummerknot, replays the Groak. You gotta play the Groak first because you don't want the Drummerknot to accidentally bounce your Scrapper there. Heading back to Colby.
Looks like he has a pretty diverse hand right now.
Yeah.
From what I can tell.
This Plague Master, I don't know if it has anything, like, I don't know what it can kill.
Yeah, no humans, maybe some humans in Sanctum, though I found that a lot of Sanctum has a lot of spirits.
Yeah, spirit, it's like half spirit in this set,
yeah.
So they're both just reaping to go to 6. That's probably the correct call. Looks like he is going to say Mars and probably drop a bunch of extra dudes here. Think Drone, Mind Warper, and Proliferator.
That's interesting.
Proliferator is really problematic, right?
Yeah. Matthew does have the Groak on board to deal with 6, but
yeah.
I mean, and calling Brobnar here is not bad. I mean,
yeah,
he can fight a lot of Martians off the board, so that might be his call. I'm not sure what's in his hand. It looks like there's at least one Brobnar card. So he's making a decision now. He definitely wants to stop this key, I think. You don't want to give your opponent the first key on 6 that easily.
Nah.
Brobnar might be his best option. He's looking at Sanctum. He has a lot of Sanctum cards.
There's just like there's a lot of annoying creatures that are on the table right now.
So he's going to call Sanctum, Blinding Light.
Okay, Blinding Light from Mars gets a lot of guys down. I don't know if he can stop the key if he lets it.
It doesn't seem like it. Sigil Brotherhood comes down.
But it also does set his board back pretty far.
Discard Spirit? Or
the harder they come, yeah, it only kills his guys.
Yeah.
So
So
he essentially concedes the first key. He could have fought for it there, but I don't know if he could have done enough damage. So that might be the correct play.
Yeah, it's tough to
try to set up for the rest of the game.
Sanctum pushed him a little farther ahead on Amber, as well as getting some cards out of his hand.
Yeah.
So, and stunning all the Martians is pretty good as well.
I mean, it kind of like dropping Sigil Brotherhood without having a Sanctum dude to use with it. Definitely not awesome, not optimal. So.
Maybe what's on two.
All right, Colby's got a Whistling Darts, which will pump some damage out. This damage isn't. I don't want to say this damage is irrelevant because of Groak and Drummernauts. Definitely care. But the pheromones here help mitigate the stuns a lot, which is good because you definitely want to be able to use Mind Warp on your turn. Selwyn the Fence. That's actually interesting, right? I don't know if she does. I don't know if she combos with anything in that deck, but Matt gets to get a Amber from Reaping there, and just contemplating jamming something. Okay, drops Little Nif. Omega will end the turn. So yeah, actually, Little Nif next to Mac means Mac can fight every turn.
Yeah, that's
and
pretty
steal,
sick,
which is pretty gross.
If Matthew had an elusive creature on the table, that would just be infinite value.
Right.
He doesn't yet, and Mac can't really fight against anything on the table.
Right.
So that makes Matthew probably has to make decisions on what creatures he can play against that, unless he can deal with a little.
Yeah. I think you pretty much have to take a Brobnar turn here, right? Because there's so many annoying little dorks that are on the table.
Yeah.
So you just gotta get these nerds off the table. I think that's what it boils down to.
Brobnar is pretty good at punching stupid nerds.
Yeah. Like Little Nif is definitely probably public enemy number 1. You could probably kill Mac the Knife.
Attacks Little Nif.
Yeah, to break the elusive. And then I think the Drummer Knots.
Mind Warper.
Okay, so Drummer Knot finishes off the Mind Warper. He takes some damage. Bounces the Groak. The Groak can get replayed at full health. The other Drummer Knot takes out Little Nif.
He's going to bounce the other Drummer Knot?
Yep.
He's going to play...
When he plays the other Drummer Knot, now he can heal the first Drummer Knot.
Plays Groak, plays Drummer Knot, plays...
Bouncing the Garganta Scrapper. That's actually not terrible, right? Because you're probably going to save Brobnar on the next turn, and you're at 3 amber, so you're at the minimum of 3 amber, so you can use the Garganta Scrapper to take guys off the table.
It'll kill Mac the Knife pretty cleanly.
Yeah,
if he can get
yeah,
that off,
without having to use get through the elusive and whatnot. So, yeah, I wonder what the game looks like if we go back a couple turns and Matt fights with Brobnar.
Brobnar instead of taking the second turn.
Right. Yeah. You have like 1,000% fewer Martians on the table. He wouldn't have the second Groak. Like 2 Groaks and 2 Drummer Knots. That's like a lot of amber control right there.
And Colby still has a chance to be able to use Proliferator on something. I
Yeah,
don't know that he has a good Mars
I don't think
going, but
yeah, he has
still
Hypno
there.
Beam in this deck, correct?
Yeah,
I think
does,
so.
yeah.
So if he can set up a situation where he can Hypno Beam then proliferate, then that's like a lot of value.
Yeah, it might be in his hand actually. There is one Martian card in his hand.
Yeah, it's just difficult to tell without like a hand cam here. So
He'll drop Sanctum, play Bade.
Plays a Bade, and
that turns off Scrapper, right?
It does turn off Scrapper.
That's
yeah.
kind of a even more of a card advantage play.
I have Judgment. Is there Mac Reaps? I think the correct play is still Brobnar, right? You just get to punch dudes off. You get your amber back from killing a Bade. You get to punch the amber that Colby generated last turn off the board with both Groaks.
Yeah, and you probably discard the Scrapper.
Yeah. Well, you can still play the Scrapper, I guess.
You could, yeah.
But
you're not getting value out of them.
Yeah.
The extra value.
Yeah. Not what you want. I understand why Scrapper has alpha on it, but sure is inconvenient.
It is. Alpha and Omega are kind of not my favorite mechanics.
Yeah, well, I don't like them on the cards that they're on.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Scrapper.
I think Little Nif makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think Little Nif is good. And I think Duskwitch makes sense.
Right.
And Duskwitch is good. And Gravid Cycle makes sense and is fine. And Glimmer is fine. But First Blood is a bummer.
It is a bummer.
And
I like Sucker Punch, though.
Sucker Punch is pretty good.
So the Groaks are killing the Proliferator and the Evade. Probably going to get bounced and healed with Drummernauts.
Yeah. That would be what I would assume.
Reap,
so he's just
like?
reaping. Yeah, that's good. You get to go to a 6 there. This is game 1. Currently game 1, Joe. I don't know if you can hear us, but this is game 1. If you can hear us, let us know. If you can't hear us,
why are we even here?
Why are we here? Why are we doing this? Who knows?
So Colby's going to reap with his Martians. Mars first to Harvester.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a lot of amber. It's more amber that can get punched out, right? So you do get to progress. Oh god, back to back. Back to back amber there.
Thanks, Harley.
Oh, Harley's. What's up, Harley's?
What a man.
Yeah, that was a gross amount of amber there.
So he's up to 9?
Yeah. Matt does get his key.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
That gets him back in the game that he was able to.
It's going to be tough to stop this 9, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think you have to, like...
You got to generate. You got to race. This is a racing time. You got to kill the Harvester. I think it might be another Brobnar turn. The Brobnar is
this
great.
is like we talked about. This is the kind of Brobnar board that you can just utilize over and over and over again.
I mean, those Groaks are killing stuff, taking amber.
Yes,
punching 2 amber out of him. He still forges, but it puts him behind in the race a little bit.
Yeah.
In the future sections of the race, you can get a little bit of amber from Drummernauts. And he's going to attack Mac the Knife, and then probably finish Mac the Knife with Drummernaut, which is the play. Yep, finishes him off. Dremernaut takes 3.
Bounces the
brings
Groke.
Groke back. Reeves
Gargantus?
with Scrapper.
Yeah, probably.
Reeves with the last Dremernaut, maybe? Yep, yep. And then bounces the Dremernaut.
Replays Dremernaut.
Dremernaut
Replays.
bounces Groke. Plays his Grokes. And
Draws 1, right? Or no?
I think he draws none.
Draws
No,
none.
draws none. Colby forges Key 2 for 6.
Alright. Colby looking like 3, Sanctum, 3 Shadows in his hand. Definitely probably at the point of the game where he's trying to like find some answers for this board.
I think his strategy now needs to just be get to 6 as much
Yeah,
as possible.
right. Just generate as much amber. He has to
without creatures on board, ideally.
If he's taking a turn where he doesn't generate more than 2 amber, then he's getting behind.
Yeah.
So if he can't generate more than 2 amber, then what he needs to do is probably he's got a Blinding Light. Blinding Light is actually enough to swing this game here.
Healing Blast, Blinding Light, all the Brobnarians.
Yeah, that's more than enough. So all these Brobnar guys are going to get told to clear their heads before they get back in the game.
It would take a lot of discipline for Matthew to take a Brobnar turn and unstun those guys.
Yeah,
that might be what he needs to do.
It might be. It might be, but it's so hard to say that that's the correct call, right?
Marrows comes down to.
Colby draws up, ships it back to Matt.
All right, Matt's looking at a lot of Mars cards in his hand. He drops a Mother Gun and a
Plague Master.
Plague Master. Drops a Harvester and Mars first.
Plague Master
with Plague Master
goes to Marrows.
I don't think it's any humans on board, right? No.
Oh, but Marrows is a human.
Marrows is a human, and
so
it hits him through armor. Okay, draws up.
Sends it back to Colby. Colby's got a Scowly Caper, it looks like, in his hand. I think that card is probably dead here.
I mean, it turns off Harvester, so it's not nothing, right?
Right. I guess it kills his neighbors, right? So you could put it next to Drummernauts, but the problem is the Drummernauts can just, like, bounce however you want. Sucker Punch on a Harvester. Throwing Stars to do some damage, get an Amber. Reaping Selwyn is going to put him to...
Selwyn and Sir Marrows.
Oh, yeah, that's a big combo.
There's the guy right there.
That's a big combo.
Yeah.
Then he plays Scowly Caper on the other side of the board.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine. And Colby takes game 1.
Yep. Moving on.
Yep, that was a...
Like you said, it might have been correct. I think he had too much amber, though. Was it 7 amber there?
He had 7 there.
Yeah, 7 there. I don't think... if you had unstunned with Brobnar, then you could have activated with the Grogs.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, the Sir Marrows and all that stuff was going to mess up your plans. You had, like, too many guys that you needed to kill.
It was going to be tough. I mean, Colby had board... Or he had domination of the game for the most time. He didn't have the board, but he was just ahead on the
He had
amber
enough
race.
of the board
for a while.
Yeah, so that they had... Like, you had to do some fighting. So.
Quick game 1.
Yeah.
The race to 3. All right, well, Colby's going to bring in a second deck. I think Matthew is contemplating playing the same one.
Was that deck is not his Gengar Chieftain?
No, it's not.
Deck. So I think you really want to...
He's going to make the switch.
Yeah, he's going to make a switch. That's we think that's the correct call because it can... You're coming into this game and your opponent doesn't know what you have necessarily.
Yeah.
And then they might get mixed up because with all the Brobnar and all the Sanctum, it's real easy to get mixed up as to what is in which deck. So we think that that is always correct to swap decks in this format, whether it works out or not. But
it gives you it gives you something.
Yeah,
it gives you a small percentage.
Right. I think it gives you a small tangible advantage.
Yeah.
To actually like work with.
And in this in this championship game,
if
you take any percentage.
Yeah, I'll take 5% if it helps.
Colby won the first game. 3 keys to 1? Yeah, 3 keys to 1.
Yeah, 3-1. And we're not surprised the stream cut out. The internet here is pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. But it is all recorded. I think he's going to put it
Yeah.
up on his YouTube probably in the coming weeks. So it looks like Colby is playing first, and Matthew opted to play second. Matthew picks up a hand.
See a miasma.
Nerve blast.
I'm almost always tempted to mulligan hands with miasmas because you never want them
I
in your
generally
opener.
did unless it was a very good hand. I would
Yeah,
snap
yeah,
mulligan
like you need the miasma to stop stuff later on. So
we are 100% blaming Destiny for every problem
yeah,
in the world.
yeah. Screw that game. We're gonna start beef with Destiny podcasts.
I'm still friends with like a lot of Destiny players, so
Well,
I can't beef with them. I'm just trying to convince them to play Keyforge.
some of my best friends are Destiny players.
Look, man, the game's gonna
I
die
can't-
soon.
I-
Okay, so I was told that this is a Destiny stream now.
Yeah,
I was
this
told
is-
that they delayed the next set 2 months, so they will not have a set released for 6 months.
Wow.
For Destiny.
Wow.
So, rest in peace.
Oh,
All right, back
man,
to
we're gonna start
Keyforge.
some gossip. Okay, back to this game. Looks like who's going first? Maybe Colby is going first.
Yes,
Here.
Colby's going first.
Colby tees off with a moon cursor. That's a pretty good turn 1 play.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, this is the Plague Rat deck. Wait, is that a Plague Rat I saw?
We should help them with an intervention. I did talk to some of my Destiny friends, and I told them Keyforge is the way, the true way. All right, so Matthew plays. Is that a
That's
what is
Mother
that?
Northel.
Mother Northel and the Grey Rider and Cermeros. Okay.
Colby responds with a Sky Booster Squadron and the Entropic Manipulation, which is dead here because there's no damage on anybody.
Most of the time, that card does nothing. to be
Yeah,
fair.
you're right. It seems like it would be really good with Mars Needs Amber.
Yeah. Matthew Miasmas to get the Amber. He plays Lemindra. Nerve Blast. We'll shoot Sky Booster for 2 probably. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just 2.
And then he's gonna
but
life
they-
for
yeah,
life.
life for life.
They will die.
Yeah,
Get rid of the Lemindra, which
Yeah.
is probably fine.
right.
Lemindra's whatever.
All right,
And draws up.
shipping it back to Colby. Colby's looking to get anything going at this point, right? You got no Amber, you got nothing on the board. Actually, this might do it. Hysteria will send him back like a big negative tempo play. Plays a naked streak, nothing really there to try to set up the card disadvantage.
Ramo murders the streak.
Yeah, that's a dead streak.
Plays Screech Bomb. Plays
Smith, nice.
for 3 Amber.
Oof,
To threaten.
that's a big lead right there.
So he passes turn with 6 Amber. Routine job.
Double routine job,
That's
stealing 6.
That's
Jeez.
a swindle plus a Ronnie.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
good lord. That's what Colby was waiting for, right? He was
incredible.
like trying to set up where he could actually get enough Amber from that.
Yeah, and plays Umbra.
So
Wow. Okay. That's a big swing.
that's a
especially
huge.
for AOA.
That's 4 Amber stealing. Jeez.
Okay, Matthew.
What you got?
What are you gonna do?
So game 1, Colby won. So Chael comes out. Grey Rider is going to send Chael into the Umbra. Mother Northel comes out.
And draws up.
Yeah. Sends it back to Colby.
I'm always tempted to just go ahead and use the Screech Bomb when they have the Amber, especially in this format.
Yes. Yeah. There's so many like remote access and all kinds of other stuff.
And especially not knowing what your opponent has. I feel like you just use those sack artifacts when you can.
Silver Key Imp is out, and a Cull of the Week picks off the Grey Rider.
Interestingly, Silver Key Imp is going to have to, like, it hurts Colby more than it hurts Matthew right now, so he'll probably have to sack it with some sort of creative play like Scullion. Plays Lollop, plays Foozle. Bramo reaps and passes turn, looks like. Again, opting not to use Screech Bomb.
Yep. Coming back to Colby. Colby's going to reap. Oh, no.
he does.
Yeah,
He puts it on
he's
Marrows.
reaping, but he's just getting captured by Marrows. He's going to discard Bad Penny. He's going to drop a Knuckles Bolton, and then he's going to Night Forge to go to 6 to try to say check here.
Yeah.
Which is probably good for a key.
Well,
depending
it's
on,
Screech Bomb.
Yeah, got Screech Bomb, so.
I guess Screech Bomb sitting on the table is good if you have Ronnie to try to make them go high.
Yeah, you're right.
So there's that threat. He's going to go in and Screech Bomb. I'd be tempted to say Brobner here if he's got a lot to do. So yeah, he's going to attack Ronnie with Bramo. I love
you
getting
get
that.
some. You could get some sweet Foozle
Love
Amber.
that Foozle Amber. It's good for so much.
Oh, the flex on Lollop
Wow.
for 5. Oh my god.
4, 5. Amber, okay.
Lollop
Reap.
reaps.
So that's 3.
Foozle reaps. That is just a bejesus load of amber.
It's a lot.
And you don't have to kill the Silver Key Imp yet because you know that if he stops you with your key or whatever, you just get you'll just kill the Silver Key Imp on the next turn.
Exactly.
So Exhume for Ronnie.
Oh.
Okay. Gub came down a banish. Who's getting banished? I'd be tempted to banish Marrows. You don't want to banish Bramo here because you get some free damage. Banishing Foozle. Foozle's probably one of the better picks here. Silver Key Imp reaps, puts an amber on Marrows. Old Yurt comes down, throws away 2 Martians. So Colby gets to draw a fresh 6.
Wow. He's up to 8 amber, but not in check due to the Silver Key Imp.
Yeah. They didn't forge the first key, right? So.
Right. Oh, no. Colby hasn't forged key yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fair enough.
Lost. It was came down to like the last activation.
Okay.
See how Matthew responds to this.
I feel like you want to threaten and kill the Imp this turn if possible.
Yeah.
I don't know which house does that best. Maybe Sanctum. I'm not sure what's in his hand. Giving him like if you had an artifact to play in and make him buy with the mother, that'd be ideal.
Well, yeah. Do you get the?
That's an Heat of the Trader I was thinking, right?
Well, Mother Northel works kind of like. Yeah, Anahita the Trader is the one you're thinking of. Mother Northel works kind of like Selwyn.
Merkins plays Collector Worm, which is.
That's not. I'd rather have a useless Collector Worm on my side than have to deal with a Collector Worm on the opponent's side. So,
yeah, so 1 damage on all the creatures. Colby's side.
It's throwing stars. Nothing killed. So no amber. Draws back up. Didn't answer the Silver Key Imp, but I guess Colby had stopped enough amber on the previous turn. It's Colby's turn. Colby will forge, right?
Yes, forge first key.
Yeah.
It's a pretty even race right now. Let's do his discard pile. Maybe he has another Exhume.
Yeah, so Colby's got a Hypno Beam. You don't want to Hypno Beam Sir Marrows right now because you're just giving amber to your opponent. The Hypno Beam actually on the Collector Worm ends up being a debacle because you then get to use the Collector Worm to collect somebody like Chael. So, yeah, I mean, I think, so actually, maybe he's killing his own guys. So he's special delivering, playing Throwing Stars, probably killing his own guys here.
Kills Imp and
kills
Ronnie,
Imp,
right?
kills Ronnie, because you need to kill the Imp so that you can actually win the game.
Yeah.
So he killed his Ronnie.
Just the Ronnie?
Just the Ronnie to get
not kill
1.
him.
Yeah. It's no Imp. Gets 1 amber from that. Knuckles reaps, puts an amber on Bolton. I'm sorry, on Marrows. And draws back up.
All right. Interesting. Maybe he wanted Ronnie in the discard pile for Exhume, future Exhume.
Could be, yeah. I don't remember how many Exhumes that deck had, but yeah, I mean, you definitely want Ronnie dead. If you've got Exhumes, it's just like an insane combo. You can't play around it. There's like no way to play around it, not really.
I want to say there were 2. I should know because I played against it twice, but he did not reap Ronnie, I think. No, he did.
I don't think he did.
Oh,
I think he mentioned. I think he just.
Yeah,
he forgot to reap there. It would have gone to Sir Marrows. It does matter, but I think that's what he's pointing to. He forgot to reap with Ronnie. I mean, this is a national champion, so I don't think anybody's going to let anybody take anything back.
No.
So
Matthew smashes all up in the
can't. Oh yeah, yeah. No, he can't.
No, he can't.
So that's a bungle. That's like a straight miss there.
One of the people watching
Yeah.
the game catches
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Surely
there's
we
a
are
judge.
sworn not to interfere.
Surely there's a judge that can go back and stop this.
I
We're like,
hope the judge is watching this game.
yeah. What a.
Yeah, we were asked not to speak on the game.
Right.
By one of the players, not Colby. So we're sworn not to interfere.
Bramo is fighting Knuckles. Relentless Assault. It's a Collector Worm. It's gonna get rid of the Silver Key Imp. Bramo readies, kills the Bolton.
And then the Lollipop just ready.
Yeah, Lollipop readies, can't do anything, probably reaps here. Oh, flex double, flex, whoa! Wow, 10 amber from flex this game. 10 amber from flex, that's so much amber.
It's a lot.
That's so much amber.
Draws up. He's going to go and use the special delivery.
Murders somebody on the edge there.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was. I guess he's put damage on him. There's nothing. Oh, it's Purge, right? Yeah. Plays Mars Needs Amber for 3, 4. Yeah, because he put damage on with special delivery. So that keeps him off the second.
Yeah,
key.
it does. So he'd set up the throwing stars help set that up.
Yeah. Okay. Puts his amber on the opponent's creatures. Wow. Okay. That's another huge swing.
That's a big
5
swing.
amber.
Probably takes the Collector Worm here, I
Yeah,
think.
takes the Collector Worm back.
He can actually strap up. He gives the Collector Worm the strap.
Planet
2 Red Planet Ray Guns. Sends him to 7. Gets to reap. Gets to do 2 damage.
Northel or
so finishes off Merkins and Northel.
Oh, to 1 and 3.
Yeah,
That's great.
That was a big swing.
That was an incredible turn.
So that was a Keyforge turn right there.
It was. He says check with 10 now. It looks like
that was a turn of Keyforge. Oh, he's got lights out. He's got lights out to bounce the marrows. I think Matt's gonna have to get pretty creative here.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Sanctum in his hand.
It looks like he's got take hostages, which I don't think can steal enough. And he doesn't know that he's got the he doesn't know that Colby has the lights out in his hands.
Right.
So he's going to end up. Marrows is fighting, capturing another amber. Chael finishes off the Collector Worm, gets an amber. Those guys are just going to go right back to his hand. He plays the Rathias. I don't think this Rathias is going to matter.
Matthew's at 1 key. Played something else.
Yeah, played something on the other side. Plays a Smite. There's actually nothing to fight. So it looks like he's readying Rathias, and Rathias reaps to go to 5.
Doesn't make him threaten is the problem.
No, it does not. That Mars Needs Amber was...
So probably Colby is going to just drop lights out here and threaten again. Say what you got.
Yeah. Matt had to have drawn some gas here, because the lights out is good enough to make him go into check.
He's looking at his hand of the cards that make him threaten.
Yeah.
And he's deciding. Plays Gamgee.
Plays lights out. Gets the Marrows.
Yeah.
Gets Chael.
And gets an Amber. Sends him to 8.
Yeah. That's a significant amount. He's got a Gamgee. So Gamgee on board is enough to reap. Matt's looking at his hand. Matt's looking at it. That's not the... You don't look at your hand like that when you've got the answer in it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's our US national champion right there.
Yep.
Colby / CoDameron.
Yep.
Is your champion.
So
congrats to him.
there you
Well
go.
Played. His decks were insane.
Yeah, his decks were very good.
But he, at the same time, he played great.
Right. I would say the throwing stars there to damage the opponent's dudes to set up the future Mars Needs Amber.
Good play.
I mean, Matt even gained 10 amber off of Flex in that game.
And only forged 1 key.
Yeah.
Over the course of the game.
So definitely a lot of amber control.
the swings with the routine job, the Ronnie.
Yes, yeah, the double routine job Ronnie at the very beginning was very brutal too.
Yeah.
So
very good. Well played by everyone involved.
Yeah. We're just gonna kind of fill time here. We can just kind of talk about what do you guys want to talk
I'm sure
about?
Colby will come over here.
You guys want to talk about something?
Thank you for
Thanks, Harleys.
commentating.
Yeah.
We tried. We did our best.
As soon as someone was like, no, it's done.
So what was that? Combined total of like 18 hours of Keyforge for everyone involved?
Yeah, just about.
For the finalists.
Just about.
Did you like that collecting one? I was happy with that play myself. Hi. Right?
There we go. This is your national champion.
What a game.
Yeah, it was some good stuff.
Yeah.
It was good stuff.
Those-
It was looking bad for you when he flexed twice.
The first one I was actually really happy about because I was holding that Mars Needs Amber, and I was doing this thing where...
Wait, sorry, we've got Tyrannosaurus. We've got Tyrannosaurus running through the building. Tyrannosaurus is running. There's a pack of them. We don't have to be worried about the ones we can see. We got to worry about the ones attacking us from the side.
Right?
Oh God.
The first flex I was actually really happy about because he only had 2 amber and I needed to capture a bunch of it with Mars Needs Amber. I even got to do the Foozle thing where I special delivered it just to get more Mars Needs Amber.
Yeah.
And the flex let me do that a bunch. But yeah, I remember pushing Amber really hard.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was playing that condition.
His deck had some pretty solid answers, but he didn't have like the nickel and dime answers that he like that you really need to like keep people off.
Yeah.
He had in the first game he had double Foozle going on, and so there was
double Groke.
Yeah, sorry, double Groke. He had double Groke going on, and it was in a situation where he like you had to generate more than 2 amber a turn, or the Grokes could just fight you off the board, get healed up with the Drummer Knots, but you managed to just play through it.
That was a terrifying board, by the way. I
Yeah.
have no tools to kill that board. I've got no tools in my deck or in my hand or anything. All my guys are tiny, but he chose to keep fighting me with the Grokes and then healing them off with the double drummers. I want to go back and watch that game and see if that was the right play, because he could have been reaping for 5.
Yeah, it's possible. All right. I mean, the thing was like you had some board states that definitely like threatened, because you had like Mind Warper at one point. You had like guys that like messed with the Amber Alchemy at the time, and so it was probably correct to get a lot of those guys off the table. He had like you had like a Proliferator at one point, and you can't just let Proliferator hang around because
Right.
there's so many problematic Martian actions in this set.
And I got stunned, and I left. I had an option where I could go Mars and do a weird Proliferator turn where I unstun on my guys, Mars first, get another guy back like a Mind Warper or something. And I chose to push cards plus board instead.
Yeah.
Cards plus board. That's what I pushed.
Yeah.
And I used my pheromones to unstun just to kind of threaten them, to say you have to deal with these guys. The ones that if I get to...
So that was actually a point in the game that we were talking about, like it was like kind of like a pivotal point.
Yeah.
He had the Terrifying Brobnar board, and he opted to go with Sanctum and stunned all of your guys. The problem was you had pheromones on the board.
Yep.
Which meant that it could cancel basically some of the
Yep.
stuns that were out, and they would be ready when you needed them again on another important like Mars turn. And so we were like, we think the correct call here is to just fight with Brobnar. Like, I think you have to say that until something about the board changes.
I think he has to reap with Brobnar every time I'm not at 6, he reaps 5 with Brobnar.
Right.
And there was even the turn, which I was a little bit surprised. He brought the Gigantus Scrapper back to his hand, even though he couldn't play it. I thought that was questionable for cards plus board reasons, but
Right. Now we had talked about the Gigantus Scrapper a lot too. Because honestly, I feel like that guy's kind of like a liability sometimes.
After he picked it back up, I played Aubade on a very strange tempo turn because I knew I didn't want him to get that free value. Like there's that turn I played Aubade and 2 artifacts, and I knew Aubade was going to die to Groke, but it drew me 3 cards. It doesn't draw him any cards. I was watching his hand. I'm like, wait a second.
He wasn't getting that was the thing. He wasn't getting anywhere.
So I wanted to just rip through my deck as fast as possible, and doing the Aubade turn took away value value from the gigantic scrapper that I knew he had, which is entirely why I did that play. I think I had another all right play at that time for like draw 2 and get some amber, but like the play was I knew my deck had enough juice in it to if I keep getting him to fight me, I'm gonna win on attrition.
Like, exactly. So
But
it was good. It was good stuff.
I won that game without realizing it, by the way. Like I played the little nip turn. I had this great opal. I played the Scowly Caper. I had an opal knight coming. I was about to do all this stuff, and he shakes my hand. I go, "Oh, that's 3 keys."
Yeah.
And that was my plan, just to rip through the deck. I want to shout out. I want to shout out a lot of people here. I want to shout out. First of all, I want to shout out my decks. They carried the hell out of me. Like I played very well this tournament. I have a lot of my games on this that are recorded that'll be posted here eventually, so you can watch through all those games. But you'll notice that I think I played very well, but also my decks were really far and away. All 3 of them were strong.
That's the thing I was talking about. I was like, I think your chances are only as good as your worst deck.
Yeah.
Because you'll end up in a situation where you got to win with a really bad deck, and you got to win 2 times.
Yep.
And you'll just find yourself in situations where that deck can't win.
That deck I played last with Dis, I felt was my worst deck, and that's saying a lot because it was a good deck. And honestly, it won more games than it lost.
Yeah.
It pulled through, but that was when I had a lot of fun with like toying around with playing all the weird combos.
That was one of the things.
That was the fancy deck.
I think like you had decks that had like obvious plays, like obvious good plays.
Yep.
And then you had decks that had like a lot of like hidden combinations of stuff that you would like discover throughout the day. And if you like really paid attention to that was like the tiny things that would let you win games that you otherwise would have lost if you hadn't had like actually like discovered that throughout the whole day.
Kiermode and I talk about this, and I think my strength is not in Archon, it is in sealed games, because I really like finding those combos out of nowhere in the moment, making it work. I'm going to be talking about that you know what, at Origins, at Origins, when I was playing the triple key abduction deck, I also put a ray gun on a collector worm a ton, so I knew that it's a great player.
It's with the collector worm is like really hard to take off the board.
Yeah.
The 5 armor makes him really difficult to kill.
Yeah.
It almost always means you got to double fight him, and like outside of like Cull the Weak and Banish, you don't really have damage from hand that can affect him at all.
Right.
Red Hot Armor, I guess, but that's rare, and that card is bad.
Yeah,
so,
you just have to like do weird stuff.
Yeah,
to him.
yeah, exactly. And it's a collector worm makes you do bizarre things to deal with him.
But in post, take a look at the decks that I played. They're all very good, but they're all very weird. Right?
Yeah,
take a look at the games that I played.
They attack on like a different axis, sort of.
And I really pushed cards plus board with all of them. Anyway, I had really great time.
We got the prize support coming over.
I get a playmat. Can I? May I stand you up momentarily?
Yeah. I'm actually gonna.
Austin, do you mind being on the stream? And
That's fine.
I'm just.
jump out. I'm gonna jump where you are.
Jumping out. Anyway, I'm signing off. Probably not coming back. Thanks, guys.
Thanks again for the pass.
Yeah, no problem.
If you don't mind. That's fine. Anyway, thanks again to Nova Support, my new friend Austin.
Hello.
The head judge, and you really, you and what's
Kaylee.
And you and Kaylee really ran this tournament on your own.
Yep.
And I gotta say, I've been to a lot of tournaments, and this one ran very, very well.
Yeah. Besides registration, I feel like we did everything.
Yeah.
Our best bet.
And honestly, there was a couple of issues that we had with registration that we talked about, and you gave us a little bit of a time extension before the first round. I think that this was run phenomenally, and thank you for supporting me and Bouncing Deathquark in the community for letting us set up.
I was happy to have you guys stream. I was hoping someone would stream or record, and you came up to me at the beginning of day one and just said you would. And I was so happy to do that. So
yeah.
I'm glad we got a booth out here.
Yep.
And was able to stream, record games, and all that. So
yeah.
I wanted to congratulate you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the first U.S. Grand Championship. Here's your playmat.
And check that out, man. Okay, over here. Grand Champion.
And you also get your Bumblebird sleeves.
I get my Bumblebird sleeves. I have the Bumblebird mat. It's in there.
Yep. And then
what is this?
This is your mini keys.
I get some keys.
2019 organized metal play keys. And this is the best part right here. The Grand Champion deck. One of a kind.
Can I scan this?
I believe it's scannable. I don't think there's any problem with it.
Can you grab me my phone is in my bag somewhere. This deck.
You want to show it to the camera?
Let's crack a pack. I wanna scan it before I do.
Okay.
Let's crack a pack. Are you familiar with my podcast at all?
No, I've heard some episodes, but not all of them. So.
Are you familiar with cracking a pack?
Not exactly, but we're gonna do it together.
What we do with crack a pack is we put 2 minutes on the clock. We're not gonna do this, but it's how we look at a deck. So let's take a look at. Is this going to be renamed?
No, this is. It's gonna be Faith, the Grand Champion of the Hive.
Faith, Grand Champion of the Hive. I thought there was a world where I get a deck that is has my name on it.
But I don't believe that world exists. I feel like everyone just.
I've seen one.
Okay.
I'm gonna look into that.
All right.
This is Faith, Grand Champion of the Hive. Look at that! Look at that cool background. I'm putting these in clear sleeves.
Yeah.
We have logos, shadows, Mars, and it is scanned. So, guys, go take a look at Faith, Grand Champion of the Hive. We have 5 Playgrats. We're playing Playgrats with a Heist Knight. Is that good? I don't think so. Oh, we have an Umbra and a Lemindra and a Gamgee. So that's a very good main house with a skeleton key. Yeah, main house shadows. Fine. We have a Nodrome and double invasion portal.
Yep.
With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 7. Hold on.
And there's 2 Zookeepers as well.
We have double Zookeeper. Oh, and look, all the cards are actually have a little bit darker inking on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with double Mother Gun. So every turn we're going to get 4 damage on Mother Guns with invasion portals, and a Sniffer. And we're also going to take off all your elusive. The Curator is going to let all of our Mother Guns and invasion portals come into play ready. Triple Wild Wormhole, which is a card that I hate, but it might be fine in this deck. I don't see a lot that I hate about it in here. Double Pip, double Library of Babel.
Archimedes, standardized testing.
This deck, to be fair, standardized testing with Archimedes is fine. Let's be honest, this is not a racing deck. This is a deck with lots of cool things going on and not my playstyle. But I am going to rock the hell out of this deck. Yes. And challenges are open if you want to come play against it. Yeah. What do you mean? Oh, oops. Yeah, no, we're cracking the pack right here. Yeah. Kirma, maybe we'll do some streams on it. Thanks, buddy. Shoutouts to you guys. Shoutouts to Kira Mode, the co-host of Bouncing Deathquark. Shoutouts to Mom and Dad. Thanks for watching and all this stuff. Shoutouts to all my friends from New York, Sebastian and Will and Rowan and Sebastian's brother, whose name escapes me, and everyone back in New York. Thanks to Team SAS and Eric and Z and Ben and all of them for being very helpful. Shoutouts to all of my casters, the guys from Tabletop Royale. Shoutouts to Joe and Greg. Thanks a bunch. Explain the ban. All right. Thanks a bunch, Austin.
No problem.
You want to know about the ban?
If we just one photo with you in front of the banner with the mat, that's cool.
You're going to get an explanation on the ban in a second. Sorry about cracking the pack, though. Someone do research. I saw a deck with like a name on it. I'll be back in 1 second. Where's the banner? Oh, you guys want to hear about this ban? I know what I banned.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
So
thanks a bunch, Austin.
We're gonna say your name in the final ceremony.
Appreciate it.
You have a bunch of claps.
I'll do a bunch of cleanup in a minute, but the ban. Oh, okay. The stream went down a little bit about halfway through. I'm gonna fix it all in post. It'll all be recorded. This recorded successfully for an hour. Okay. The ban was cool because I chose to ban Shadows, Logos, Brobnar. All 3 had Brobnar, so we're not escaping that. So I said, okay, I left Shadow's Sanctum because Brobnar Sanctum was going to be big. Brobnar was going to be big no matter what. And if I can't ban Brobnar, Brobnar Sanctum is not going to do all that much more. I wanted to ban a Shadows because I wanted to do Amber better, and I wanted to play Amber Rush, but I banned the Logos one. You know why? Because I don't like Logos cards. They're not very good, but I keep losing to them. I lost to, if you remember the Origins game, I lost to the Director of ZYX. I keep losing to Recursion, and I don't think they're very good. I keep getting wrecked by them, and I said, you know what? I haven't played a lot of Logos games this whole tournament. I'm just going to let it go and try to race my Amber. So really, I banned Logos because it was the odd man out. I haven't played it very much. I don't very much like playing against it, and I keep losing against it. So I wasn't going to let that happen again. That's the ban. And remember, in Sealed Triad, if you can come up with a reason to ban something, then you just ban it and you hope you're right. Maybe I would have beat that deck. I don't know. But yeah, those games were good games. I won the first one on accident. I won the second one, but cards plus board, do the things that Bouncing Deathquark says, and you'll do well. And hey, Grand Champion. Anyway, thanks to everyone. Thanks for watching the stream. Thanks a bunch. Have a good time.